Oh, look at the size of that crayfish. On a clear winter's day, my one and only wish is to have lots of fun catching some crayfish. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Right, now you may remember this spot. I caught a couple of legal crayfish here just a couple of weeks ago. I had done really well. Well, the river has come up quite a bit. It's about probably 40 to 50 centimetres higher now than it was then, and there's quite a lot of current pushing through. So because we had a bit of rain. But anyway, I'm still going to try crayfishing here today anyway. I've got 3 nets baited with chicken frames. 2 of them are the crab nets that I used over in the channel recently and done really well. And one is the really heavy net that was given to me by Matt Thurling, and I put that in the spot with the most current because it's the heaviest. Let's get them in. Before I put my nets in, one of the first things I need to do is go and get a few sticks. They don't need to be big strong sticks, just small sticks like this that I can sit in the mud and wrap my rope around, because what happens, because there's so much current, the net will hit the bottom, and if I just leave the float, which in my case is an empty soft drink bottle, on the bank, the current will grab the slack in the rope and drag the whole bottle into the river, and I won't be able to reach my cray nets. So I've got to get a few sticks to stick into the mud so that I can wrap my floats around them. On net number 1, which is the net that Matt Thurling gave me, one that he made, and the heaviest one, can go in here where the current's the strongest. It hasn't got a very long cord on it though, so hopefully it's long enough. If not, I'll have to add a bit of cord to make it a bit longer. Right, that heavy net can just go out there. And that's hit the bottom. It looks like it hasn't because the current is taking the rope, but it has. Right, net number 2. Net number 1 I threw there, but I suspect it's down here somewhere because the current would have moved it. So I'm going to throw this one down there just to ensure that they don't tangle on each other. And that's just hit the bottom there now by the looks of it. That's down in that corner, and I'll wrap that around this stick. Now net number 3, I'm going to put that here where the current's really swirling around. I don't know which way the current's going to wash the net. Right, that's on the bottom. All right, 3 nets are in now. It's time to play the waiting game. Current time is 10 past 10. Let's see how long I can give them for the first check. Right, folks, it's time for the first check, the impatient check. It's been about 20 minutes. The whole idea of the impatient check is just to get it out of my system because I just can't wait to check them for the first time. Now it's 10:30, so I'll check these now, put them back in, and then I'm going to go for a bit of a bushwalk, a bit of a hike, a bit of fitness training. Right, now, net number 1, how have you done? Have you caught some? And I don't reckon it has. I reckon there's nothing in it. And there's not. Net number 2. What's the call? No, nothing again, I reckon. Just feels too light. And I was right. Right, now, net number 3. This is the one that I'm least expecting to do any good. This doesn't seem as deep here. Net number 3, and it's snagged. Now it's off the snag, now it's on another snag, now it's off the snag, now it's on another snag. And it's caught a couple of rocks. Right. That's 3 nets checked impatiently for nothing. Let's go bushwalking. Bushwalking with digital technology. I've fired up the Garmin E-Tracks because it's got built-in maps. I'm recording an activity on my Garmin sports watch. And no, I'm not sponsored by Garmin. I just like their stuff. How's the serenity? Right, I've walked as far as this concrete bridge. There's 2 bridges here. This is the second one. I've done 2.12 kilometres. So I'll grab my stick and I'll make my way back now on a track that's very slippery, and a couple of times I've almost slid over. By the time I get back, it'll be about 4 and a bit kilometres. Bit over 4 kilometre walk. Beautiful. Healthy habits, as Moo Moo says. Right folks, it's time to check the nets. I've just got back from my bushwalk, which was a bit over 4 kilometres. I'm a little bit puffed. Not too bad. It wasn't a hard walk. It was just a leisurely, casual walk. This doesn't feel very heavy. And that's why, because there's nothing in it. Right, what about this one? Does it feel heavy? Maybe one small one, but I don't think so. That's actually very disappointing given the success that I had in this spot just a couple of weeks back. Right, net number 3. Is it snagged? No, but it's not very heavy either. Oh, it's in a hell of a mess. Not liking this one at all, to be honest. The wind has sprung up. Who knows, it might stir the crays up and make them bite. Couldn't shut them down. Well, possibly won any of this time, I reckon. Nah. Wishful thinking. I've called it right every time today except that time. There's not one in here. Oh, I've called it right every time today except the last 2 times. That's a beautiful looking cray. It's not legal size, but it's clean. I didn't even bring a camera with me to get a photo. It's got no eggs, it's clean, it's got 2 perfectly shaped claws. It's just a perfect specimen of a Murray crayfish. Let's put it back here if I can get down there without slipping over, which I probably can't. I'll put it back here and we'll watch it make its way back into the river.
You're going the wrong way, buddy. Here it goes. No.
Here it goes, straight off the ledge. Gone. Well, it's taken me nearly 2 hours, but I'm on the board. Isn't it amazing how this spot could produce so well just a couple of weeks back, and now today be really, really slow? The exact same spot. Isn't that just amazing? Now, if there's nothing in this, which I suspect there won't be, I might put it in the car and just go for a drive down the track a bit and see if I can find somewhere else to try it. See if I can find somewhere different to throw it in. I'll try this spot here. It looks a little bit shallow and sandbarry, but I might as well catch nothing here as catch nothing up there. You're quite right.
Hopefully the net's long enough. Hopefully the rope's long enough. Right, here we go.
A new spot. Way down there. How deep is it? Sinking, sinking. There's a bit of depth. It might be alright. Righto, it's been just over half an hour. It's time to build on my impressive total of 1. And the call is one little one. Don't know, it doesn't feel all that heavy. I've got my hand caught in the rope and it's tangled and nah, I'm a hell of a mess. Isn't it amazing how this spot went really well only a couple of weeks ago and now it's really slow? There's something in here. This is heavy. This has definitely got 2 is the call. Look at the size of that crayfish. Wowee. That's why it's heavy. That is a huge crayfish. That's why it's heavy. I could definitely feel quite a significant amount of weight in that net then. I'm going to get a photo of that. Look at that. She's even showing us her eggs. Look at how many eggs she's got. I'm going to get a photo of those eggs for education purposes. I've got to be so slippery here. I'll be able to put her back nice and gently. There you go, love. Off you go. That is just so awesome. I could feel the net. Look at how wide the tail is. I could just feel the net was so heavy. That's why I said there's 3 in it. There she goes. It's been slow, but I just love seeing those really big old crayfish. Whether they're oversized without eggs and protected or oversized with eggs, I don't care. I just love seeing those really big crayfish. That's made my day. Doesn't feel heavy at all. There's nothing in this. No. Might try and find somewhere else for it, I think. Righto. Net number 3. Here's another new spot for you to try. And the call is one little one. That's tangled again. This net here is the super net. Every trip it always seems to be one net that does better than the others, although it doesn't feel very heavy this time. If there's one, it's a little one. Nothing. And nothing. Not very deep. Can I catch a crayfish in the very last check of the day? Doesn't feel very heavy. One little one. The net was tangled and I got one little one. The very last check between 3 nets, probably 7 or 8 checks. I've probably checked the nets 20 times today for 3 crayfish. It's been slow, very slow, but I caught 3, and one of them was absolutely enormous big female. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful day.